Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
It's the biggest thing up there in the night sky, which helps explain why most of us are mesmerized our entire lives by the moon. Countless songs have been written about it: Moon River, Bad Moon Rising, How High the Moon, Moon over Miami, Moonlight Sonata. Movies have featured the moon since there have been movies. Coyotes howl at it. I remember as a youngster being taught in school about the phases of the moon: the new moon, then the waxing crescent phase, then the first quarter, the waxing gibbous, the full moon, and the waning gibbous. It was all quite magical to me, especially when viewed through my first toy telescope. Eventually, as a young adult, my fascination with the moon stemmed from something much different: the rather remarkable fact that we've been there. Well, not me, but American astronauts have made the trip, and they were quite impressed. This week, few Americans will even be aware of the 47th anniversary of the flight of Apollo 11 to the moon. Some may take note of it, but there will be no fanfare, and very little attention will be paid to it by most of us. It's not a milestone anniversary, and most of us don't spend much time pondering anniversaries that don't end in a 0 or a 5. Why have Americans become so blasé about mankind's greatest scientific achievement? Our nation answered President Kennedy's challenge and sent 3 men to the moon, landing 2 of them on the surface in July of 1969, relying in part on computers less sophisticated than your smartphone. Truth be told, the mission might have ended in failure had NASA not chosen Wapakoneta's Neil Armstrong as commander of Apollo 11. Cool, calm, unflappable, he spotted boulders at the site where he and Buzz Aldrin were supposed to land. He glided on by to find a smoother spot, guiding the lunar lander to the surface with precious little fuel left. It was Mr. Armstrong who gave the world the 2 most famous quotes to ever come out of the space program. The first came the moment the spacecraft touched down. "Houston, Tranquility Base here," he said. "The Eagle has landed." The next day, when he floated down the lunar module's ladder to become the first human to step on the lunar surface, he uttered these immortal words: "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." I still get the binoculars out and gaze at a full moon on a clear night. Up there somewhere, scattered at various sites, is a used car lot where our abandoned lunar rovers from the Apollo program sit in a silent vacuum. Low mileage, one owner, waning but no more waxing for eternity. Will we ever go back and kick the tires? I'm beginning to wonder. It's been almost half a century since we first landed men on the moon and returned them safely to Earth. Humankind has done nothing of such magnitude since. If you were alive in 1969 and old enough to appreciate what was happening, you really need to take a moment and recall the pride you felt 47 years ago this week.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at wgte.org/life.